My name is Nolan Pierce. I was 28 when my mother-in-law accused me of getting my wife's sister pregnant, in front of the entire family. No warning, no build-up, just her standing up at the dinner table, glass in hand, voice sharp. "Tell them what you did," she said. Everyone froze. Forks midair, eyes on me. "Tell them you got your wife's sister pregnant." Silence. Heavy. Ugly. My wife, Clara, looked at me like she didn't recognize me. Then she started crying. Not asking questions, not waiting for answers, just crying. And then she ran out of the room. Her father stood slowly, disgust written all over his face. "Is it true?" he asked. I didn't say a word, didn't defend myself, didn't deny it. I just sat there. Because sometimes, silence is the only move that keeps everything from exploding too early. Her sister, Lena, wasn't even at the table. That made it worse, because now, they could imagine anything.
Her mother shook her head like she had just exposed something dirty. "I knew something was wrong with him," she said. And just like that, I went from family to something they wanted out of their house. I stood up quietly, walked out, didn't chase Clara, didn't explain, because 2 weeks later, the truth would walk into a hospital room and destroy every single one of them. I didn't go home that night, didn't call Clara, didn't answer any of the messages that kept coming in. I just drove. No music, no destination, just thinking, replaying every word her mother said. Not because it hurt, but because it was planned. Too clean, too confident. Like she already knew how everyone would react. That's what stayed with me, not the accusation, the timing. Because Lena, my wife's sister, had been distant for weeks, avoiding family dinners, ignoring Clara's calls, and suddenly, I'm the reason. Convenient. Too convenient. By morning, my phone had over 30 missed calls. Clara, her father, unknown numbers. I ignored all of them, except one message. From Lena, just one line. I didn't tell them that. I stared at it for a long time. Then I called her. She picked up on the second ring, crying. "I swear I didn't say that," she said immediately. "I know," I replied. Silence. Then a shaky breath. "Nolan, I'm pregnant." I closed my eyes. "Okay," I said calmly. "And it's not yours." "I know that too." She started crying harder. "Then why would they say it is?" That was the question. The real one. I opened my eyes, staring at the empty road ahead. "Because," I said slowly, "someone needs me to take the fall." I met Lena that afternoon, not at her place, not anywhere near family. A quiet cafe off the highway where no one asked questions. She looked exhausted, eyes red, hands shaking around a cup she hadn't touched. "I didn't say your name," she kept repeating. "I never did." "I know," I said again. She nodded, like she needed to hear it. "Then how did this start?" I asked. She hesitated, then looked down. "I told Mom I was pregnant," she said. "That's it?" "Just that?" "Yeah." I leaned back slightly. That's not enough for her to jump to me. Lena swallowed. "There's more," she said. Of course there was. She asked who the father was. Lena continued. I told her I couldn't say. "Why not?" Her eyes filled again. "Because he's married." That hit different. "Do I know him?" I asked. She didn't answer right away, which was already an answer. "Lena." She looked up, slowly. "Yes." My chest tightened. "Who?" Her voice dropped to almost nothing. "Dad." The word didn't register at first, just noise. Then it landed, heavy, ugly, impossible. I stared at her, waiting for her to take it back. She didn't. "I tried to stop it," she said, shaking. "I told him no so many times." My hands curled into fists. "Does Clara know?" She shook her head. "No one does." I nodded once, slow, controlled, because now everything made sense, and everything was about to burn. I didn't react, not the way she expected. No shouting, no breaking things. just silence, because rage, right then, would have ruined everything. "Does he know you told your mom?" I asked. Lena shook her head. "I didn't tell her it was him," she said quickly. "I just said I couldn't say who." I nodded. "So she guessed," I said. "No," Lena whispered. "She didn't guess. She decided." That hit harder, because it meant this wasn't confusion. It was strategy. "She chose me," I said quietly. Lena nodded. "I think she's protecting him," she added. Of course she was. Protect the husband, destroy the outsider. Simple, clean, disgusting. "Does he know you're pregnant?" I asked. Her eyes dropped again. "Yes." "And?" "He said it would ruin everything if it came out," she said. "Told me to stay quiet. Said he'd handle it." I almost smiled. Handle it? By blaming me? Smart. Cowardly. But smart. I leaned forward slightly. "Lena, listen to me carefully," I said. She looked up, scared, but listening. "You're not going to say anything to anyone," I continued. Her face tightened. "Why?" "Because right now," I said calmly, "they think they're in control." She swallowed. "And that's exactly how we keep it." I went home that night, not to fix anything, not to explain, just to see how far the lie had spread. Clara was in the living room, lights off, sitting still, like she hadn't moved in hours. She looked up when I walked in, eyes swollen. "You really didn't even try to call me," she said. I closed the door quietly. "No," I replied. That hurt her more than anything else. "I needed space," I added. "Space?" She laughed weakly. "They said you got my sister pregnant." I didn't respond, just watched her. "You're not even denying it," she whispered. There it was again, the silence, working exactly how I needed it to. Because if I spoke now, everything would collapse too early. "Why won't you say anything?" she asked. I stepped closer, not touching her, just close enough. "Because if I do," I said quietly, "you won't believe me." Tears rolled down her face again. "I want to," she said. "Just tell me the truth." I held her gaze, long, steady. Then I said, 2 weeks. She blinked. "What?" "Give me 2 weeks," I repeated. "Then I'll tell you everything." Her voice shook. "And until then," I turned away slightly. "Until then," I said calmly, "let them keep thinking I'm the problem." 2 days later, the call came. Unknown number. Hospital. "Sir, you need to come in alone." No details, no explanation, just that. I didn't ask questions. I already knew. I got there in 20 minutes, walked straight through the entrance. Nurse at the desk looked at my name, then at me. Different expression, not routine, not neutral. "Room 314, she said quietly. I nodded, walked down the hallway, every step steady, controlled. Because this wasn't surprise anymore. This was confirmation. I reached the door, paused, then pushed it open. Lena was inside, pale, weak, but awake. Next to her, her mother, and standing by the window, her father. He turned when I walked in. Our eyes met, no words, just recognition, fear, for the first time. "Why is he here?" her mother snapped. Lena didn't answer. She just looked at me, tears forming again. The doctor stepped in behind me, file in hand. "Since everyone's here," he said, "we should clarify something." The room went quiet, tight. The doctor looked down at the report, then back up. "The paternity results came in this morning." Her mother froze. Her father didn't move. I stepped further inside, closed the door behind me, and finally spoke. "Go ahead, doctor." He nodded once, then said the one thing that ended everything. "The father is not Nolan Pierce." Silence, not shock, not confusion, just silence. Like the room itself stopped breathing. Clara's mother blinked once, then again. No, she said immediately. That's not right. The doctor didn't react. He just flipped the page. DNA results are conclusive, he said. There's no match. Her eyes snapped toward me, desperate now. But he was around her, Stop, I said quietly, not loud, but enough. She froze, because for the first time, I wasn't silent anymore. Lena's father hadn't moved, still by the window, still pretending this wasn't happening. Do you want him to keep going? I asked, looking at him. No response. Of course. Cowards don't speak when truth shows up. The doctor cleared his throat. There's more, he added. Everyone turned, slowly, carefully. The second test was requested separately. That caught their attention. By me, I said. Now they were looking at me, not with disgust, not anymore, with something else. Fear. I stepped closer, toward the bed, toward Lena, then turned to face him again. Tell them, I said. The doctor hesitated for a second, then looked at the file, and spoke again, this time naming the man who actually destroyed this family. The father is Daniel Pierce. The words didn't echo. They landed, heavy, permanent. Lena's mother stepped back like she had been hit. That's not possible, she whispered. But her voice had already broken, because deep down, she knew. Everyone turned, slowly, toward him. My father-in-law, Daniel Pierce. He didn't deny it, didn't speak, didn't even try. He just stood there, with nothing left to hide. Clara's face went white. Her eyes moved from me, to her sister, to her father, then back to me, like she was trying to rebuild reality in real time. You knew, she whispered. I nodded once. I needed proof, I said. Her mother shook her head violently. No, he would never. He already did, I said calmly. Lena started crying again, not softly, not quietly. Everything she had been holding back, finally breaking. Clara stepped away from all of us, one step, then another, like she couldn't breathe in the same room anymore. The doctor left quietly, door closing behind him. And just like that, the lie that destroyed me turned around and destroyed them. I looked at Daniel one last time. He still hadn't spoken. Didn't need to, because some truths don't require words. They just require witnesses. And now, everyone in that room had seen exactly what he was.